Good morning, Delaware. This is DETV's Good Morning Wilmington. I'm your host, Kristin.
And I'm Jordan Hines. How was your weekend, Kristin?
I had a really great weekend.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good. It's the start of summer.
It
It's
is.
the first week of June.
I mean, technically, the summer equinox isn't until later this month. However, it's still the kickoff of summer. I don't care. And we're strong in Gemini season.
Oh, you Gemini.
You're going to hear it from me all
You Gemini. You're
month
going to hear
long.
this
I don't care.
all June. God bless us.
Listen, we are at the new desk.
Us Libra. We are.
Listen.
I love it. Shout out to the crew.
I absolutely love this. Yes, thank you,
You know,
Ian.
shout out
This
to
is
Leo
awesome.
and everyone. You guys
I
are
said
killing
Ian,
it.
Lord, Leo.
Yes, he's killing the game. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you, Leo.
Thank you so much.
This is awesome. This is awesome. We can't wait to get you guys
Indeed.
here.
Yes.
So what do you got planned for the summer now that we're here?
Oh my gosh, I have so many projects that I'm working on. You know, I have a consulting firm. So,
I know. Projects. Listen,
yes,
I
have
summer.
some projects going
We talking
on.
hot boys summer. We're talking chilling, beaching.
You can have your
You
hot
trying
boy
to go
summer.
into work? I was trying to.
Yes, listen.
Do some sports.
I am a warm weather baby, so
Okay.
I enjoy the productivity that comes along. So during the winter months, I'm typically planning during hibernation.
Okay.
I'm planning and strategizing.
And then you're working in the summer.
You know it. I come out strong.
Lord. See, summertime, I'm trying to chill.
You know?
I'm trying to rest.
No.
I'm trying to, go out running. I'm trying to work out.
Running, yes.
I'm trying
I want to stay fit, yes.
I'm trying
Running,
to
yes. But that's all a part of it.
hit
That
the
keeps me
tee.
energized.
Be like Tiger Woods.
Oh my gosh.
Tiger.
Now I'm going to have some fun too. you
Okay,
know? Go do a
okay.
little drinking two-step somewhere.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Hit
that.
the beach and,
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
do a few little weekend trips.
Yes.
Such and such.
Yes. So, in latest news, I don't know if you heard about Naomi Osaka.
Oh, yes.
That's that.
Who has not heard?
Yes, with the French Open, Naomi
Yes.
Osaka has withdrawn from the French Open.
Yes.
And in doing so, she did that because she disclosed some of her struggles that she's dealing with when it comes to meeting
Her
with
press
the press.
obligations,
Yes.
yeah,
And
indeed.
how do you feel about that?
You know, first off, I absolutely love her honesty.
I do too.
It's something that just as a woman of color, it can take a lot to
Be honest.
just be honest and
With-
transparent
yeah.
to say what's going on. And it saddens me that in having a moment of being transparent, we're a lot of times not taken seriously.
And in 2021, it's a shame to see that
It is.
when you're being honest about your own, struggles. And we need to start taking mental health as
Yes.
equally as serious as we take physical illnesses. So,
Indeed.
and when I saw the news, I applauded her immediately because I immediately thought of Serena Williams.
Oh my gosh, yes.
A strong African American woman.
Love her.
That while she's curvacious and whatnot, and I speak
She was villainized
for wearing
the
tights. So
outfit
and
she wears,
in
like-
20 in the outfit that she wears, it's helping her. She even disclosed that it helps her disclose with blood clots. And it's a shame that when you see African American women speak up or African American men speak up,
Yes.
it's just frowned upon. And I say
is.
shame to the media.
Yes.
Shame to the French Open.
Yes.
And I'm going to say it boldly that you should not reprimand someone for putting out in advance, proactively,
Exactly.
that I am struggling with this.
That it takes a very big person to be able to tell you, this is how I feel, and this is what I see coming. I'm not okay, and if I continue along this path, I'm really not going to be okay. So I need to press pause on what I'm doing and take care of me.
And I applaud Serena Williams and everyone else that has been coming out. And, she even said in her statement that she just wants to hug her for just being equally as honest.
I love that. We need more support from everyone, really, but especially when it comes to women of color, being honest about what's going on with us. We just need more support.
Yeah.
A lot of times, and historically, just from times with slavery, what Black women had to go through, it's what has created the issue that we face right now, where there are some of us that do have a voice, but then there are others, our volume has been turned down. So whether you hear us or not, we need to be taken seriously, whether it's about health, whether it's needing help with childcare or whatever it is. We just need to be taken seriously.
And speaking your truth now, what I can't stand, the new phrase is it's too aggressive.
Oh my goodness.
It's too aggressive.
Jordan, I've been called aggressive before.
Miss me with that kind of code language. Let me keep it clean. Miss me with that.
There's nothing wrong with being direct.
No.
Nothing wrong with standing up for yourself, speaking your truth, and valuing yourself. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And being a woman of color, those who surround me, who are part of, my community, they should applaud that. They should applaud the action of, you know what? She sees what she's worth. You know what? She's being honest. She's articulating that she needs help or whatever the case may be. So I really would love to see Black men support Black women more. Because who is going to teach us how to treat us better than us?
And to take it a step further, that's probably a little separate from Naomi. When a woman walks in a room and commands respect as much as a gentleman does, it's treated differently. I've seen it having worked with the first female city council president, having seen a lot of our first females in government. There's a huge difference in how men and women are treated when taking on leadership. And it's a sad reality that I have to say to my fellow men, listen, we are not in 1920. This isn't the 1800s. You got to get past and move with the times.
Indeed, yeah.
So, and provide that respect more.
The respect is big. Listen, rest in peace, Aretha. RESPECT, please, okay?
Speaking of respect, I got a lot of respect for our Congresswoman who took a trip over to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
I love me some LBR.
Oh, man. Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester, always representing us well. And you do it with just so much joy and love that you're always giving. So, I was also glad, and even in that moment, I was watching her at the Memorial Day ceremony that, now have you noticed in 2021, Tulsa Massacre and all the other massacres are now being spoken on and being taught about.
Listen.
And whereas I would say even maybe, probably like just 4 years ago, it was not a topic of discussion.
It's one of those things where if you knew, you knew. And there were a lot of people who did not know. I had a friend over Facebook. I was reading a post that she made, and she was honest, and she's a woman of color. She admitted, I just learned in the last 4 years about the Tulsa Massacre. So,
and it celebrated its 100th anniversary.
Yes.
1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. The dedication took place at Vernon African Methodist Episcopal Church in Tulsa, Greenwood neighborhood.
Yes.
So, and all the attendees that were there was Representative Barbara Lee from California, our very own Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester, and
Senator
U.S.
Coons.
Senator Chris Coons.
Yes.
Along with President Biden.
Yes,
so
definitely.
I appreciate them for their representation.
Indeed. There's something special about not covering history, but allowing the truth to speak for itself. There are a lot of people, I have been privy to some conversations, and there are a lot of people who say that they're woke because they know that these atrocities have taken place across our country over time. In my mind, I can't help but to think, knowing that, what do you do with that? I wonder, how woke are people? Are you woke enough to fight for inclusion? Are you woke enough to say, hey, you know what? This has continued to happen time over time over time. Do we?
Are you woke enough to share it? To educate
others
that the Tulsa Massacre took place.
Exactly.
Because I found it very interesting, again, going back to the Memorial Day ceremony that was taking place here in Delaware, the Congresswoman spoke on it.
Yes.
And I was so glad to see her take lead and bring it up. It was, to me, it's one of those things that everyone needs to speak to these things and educate our community.
I agree.
And it just doesn't need to be, and I say this as sensitive as I can, not some facet that, now we need to talk about. No, it needs to be ongoing. And we need to take advantage of speaking truth to power.
I agree, yes.
We just have to do that.
Indeed. Now, just to kind of, Representative Sherry Dorsey Walker, she has her bill to include Black history into the curriculum. This is something we all need to be educated on, and, taking it a step further and just understanding what you can do to make sure it doesn't happen again. How do we make things better? And just because, COVID, a lot of restrictions are being loosened and things are changing. People want to get back to normal.
They do.
My thought on getting back to normal, pre-COVID, these are things that happened pre-COVID, if you want to go off of COVID as a gauge. So pre-COVID, these are things that took place. But if we want to go back to normal, we're saying we want to go back to those kinds of things happening where people are ignorant to these kinds of atrocities taking place, or just people having these situations take place and falling victim. But let's really create a new normal and do something to make better on the history.
I would love to get Congresswoman Blunt Rochester on the show just to get her feel of.
Will you come on, please?
Yeah, we would love to have you, Congresswoman, on the show, because I'd love to hear about how her trip went.
I would too. That would be a really great conversation.
It would be, and speaking of, not only has she been doing well, our Congresswoman representing us, but previously in the past, a lot of people don't know her being former Secretary of Labor, also having been President CEO of Urban League.
Yes.
Our governor just announced the new CEO of Urban League, Eugene Young, is now nominated to be director of the Delaware State Housing Authority. So congratulations, Eugene Young, on that. Hopefully we'll get him on the show after the confirmation.
That'd be really nice.
And the current director, Anas, of the director of State Housing Authority, he is now going to Delaware State. Yes. As CFO.
Yes, I think that's awesome. Listen, I'm really excited, and we are interviewing Ian Smith on our segment today. So we have so many moments of diversity that are being brought into our community. We have these Black men that are being elevated into very influential roles that can truly move and shake within our community to make things better. So I'm very excited about that representation.
I am. I cannot wait to see everyone that continues to elevate in 2021, bringing more diversity and inclusion to universities, to educating our community. I just love seeing representation across the board.
You know what? Oh my gosh. Okay. So Stan Waterman.
Yes. Congratulations.
Yes. I cannot neglect that one. He just got appointed to go over to Del State, as the coach.
Dr. Tony Allen, you were doing a thing over there at Delaware State.
Making moves.
You were making moves. Indeed. He is expanding the university. He's bringing very exciting wealth of knowledge and individuals to head up all these departments. Congrats.
So many moves.
I know.
And, we speak about inclusion and diversity. We cannot neglect that this month is Pride Month.
Yep. No, Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month.
Yes. Yep. It's so funny. So my daughter and I, we were walking down the street. In our little neighborhood. We were walking down the street on our way home, and we were holding hands. She actually wanted to hold my hand still.
Oh.
I know. I was having a moment.
Tori, I know. We'll talk later. I know.
Listen,
your mom.
I like it when you like me. So we were walking down the street, and there was a couple walking towards us, and I'm not sure which pronoun the person goes by, but they said to us, "Happy Pride Month." And I was like, "Happy Pride Month." And as I'm walking, I thought about it. I was like, I hope they didn't think my daughter was my...
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my gosh. But hey, let's celebrate Happy Pride Month.
No, I don't think they were thinking that. Good Lord. Only you.
I'm super excited about everything we have going on this month, from the festivals to all the good interviews that we're going to have.
Yeah, and then don't forget, we're going to be having my trainer on the show in a little
D'Angelo.
We're going to get working out. I can't wait to challenge you on some jump rope.
You don't want it.
Listen,
you don't want it.
You don't want this.
You don't want it. I'm going to have to change my clothes for this. I'm just saying.
Take this jacket off. So it's going to be something. So I can't wait. We're going to have him. And we also had Councilwoman Harlee coming on the show.
Fourth District, representing the 4th District.
She represents, it's a very large district. She's got Southbridge downtown.
Exactly.
She's got a good chunk of Wilmington.
Indeed. She's going to tell us what's going on.
Yeah. With all the ribbon cuttings that she's been doing.
Exactly.
Looking forward to it.
Indeed. Yeah. Lots of excitement. So
cannot wait.
Here we go.
Yep. And we are so lucky to have D'Angelo Lewis here helping us get Hot Boys Summer back. So what's going on, sir? Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here.
Hey, D'Angelo, how are you?
It's a pleasure being here. First of all, one of the things that everyone struggles with is trying to come up with easy ways to stay in shape, stay flexible, just stay in the mix in lieu of COVID and in lieu of life. So what we're going to do today is we're gonna go through, we'll do 3 or 4 easy movements that you can do at home. If you notice, we're in a very confined space. We have little materials, 2 kettlebells and a jump rope.
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so first things first. Most importantly, you have to warm up. So to alleviate the stretching process, we're gonna warm up in a gradual fashion. What that's going to look like, guys, is gonna be a high knee circuit, about 20 seconds.
High knee circuit.
High knee circuit. What that looks like is this. I want you guys to focus, watch me first, and then we'll execute. Shoulder square, we're gonna run. Knees are going to come towards the ceiling. We are not going to kick back contrary to what's popular. We are going to make sure knees are coming towards the ceiling, relaxed and hand motion moving in unison. We're gonna give it a try.
All right.
Okay.
I count you guys in.
All right.
In 3,
Let's go.
2, 1, let's go. Run them, beautiful. Running, running, running. Notice the core activation. Breathe, breathe in the nose, breathe out of the mouth. We're putting them to the test here, guys. It's about 10 seconds. We're gonna go 20.
I gotta
and
work
10,
off that donut.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
That was a warm up.
I was gonna say, how you guys feel?
That was a
Warmed up.
That was a warm up. That was a warm up.
Question for everyone. Did you guys notice Jordan tuck his necklace in?
That's it. That's it. I was like, oh, losing.
So-
I need to ungear myself.
What we typically do, warm-ups, we run 2 or 3 sets. We're just gonna go through 1 today. Again, 2 to 3 sets to warm up, get the body warmed up, get the joints firing and circulation going. Our first move we're gonna go into is a very popular move that is often done incorrectly. It's the jumping jack, ladies and gentlemen.
Jumping jacks.
Jumping jacks typically, matter of fact,
Jumping
we'll let you
jacks.
guys show the jumping jack. Oh man.
I gotta ungear.
Oh man.
Cause see, we about to break some
Oh, man.
sweat. So I gotta.
So,
Okay.
we're gonna get into
Ungear
jumping
myself.
jacks.
All right.
We're not gonna coach the first set. I wanna see what you guys got. I'll
right.
count you in.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1, go. 2, 3, 4, 5, and rest. So, we're gonna make a small adjustment to that jack, to that
Okay.
jumping jack, ladies and gentlemen. Very simple. Instead of increasing the distance at which you jump, we are going to shorten the distance, which is going to give you more control over your body,
Okay.
more core flexion,
Okay.
and more power in your overall movement. Watch
Okay.
me first.
Okay.
Now, when we're traditionally taught, we're taught to take up space. Jumping, jumping, but you notice my body is flailing. To
Right.
eliminate that flailing portion of the movement, we're going to shorten the distance and we're going to attack the jumping jack. So
Okay.
it looks like this. 1, 2, much shorter, less flailing, more core interaction, better movement.
Okay.
So we're gonna run through that this time to
Okay.
show everyone the correct way to nail these jumping jacks.
More core. It's just what I need. Okay.
I'm gonna count you in.
Oh.
All right.
All
In
right.
5,
All right.
4, 3, 2, 1. Let's move. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Notice the
like
elbows
I'm
are
putting
tucked,
chicken.
which is a different form of the jumping jack, works as well. Notice the hands are free flowing, meeting at the top of the forehead. Another version that is perfectly accurate. Again, keep moving. You got about 3, 2, 1, and rest. Beautifully done, beautifully done. So
right.
far, we've been through 2 movements. What do you guys think about the movement so far?
I'm warm.
Okay.
I'm warm.
You warm?
I'm warm.
I'm hot just watching you guys move.
All right. I bet you hot watching. Okay. Okay.
So we're winning. We're gonna move into our last 2 movements of
Okay.
the segment.
All right.
Get a little bit more complicated, a little bit more difficult. I need you guys to
Okay.
grab those jump ropes that you have to your right side.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
All
put
right.
you to the test now. We're almost done. 2 more warm-ups so far. We have our jumping jacks and our high knee running in place. We are now gonna use these jump ropes.
All right. No
All right,
laughing.
ladies and gentlemen.
This ain't my specialty.
Oh, you done did that. So what we're gonna do, let me move out of the frame, give you guys some room to move.
Okay.
All right, so what we're gonna do, these jump ropes have bearings in the handles, so you do not have to over-rotate the wrist.
Okay.
You can flip the wrist, they will move super smooth.
The
So we're
flick of
gonna
the
go
wrist.
for 15 seconds.
Flick of the wrist.
Yes, flick of the wrist. Thank you,
Look at
sir.
the rest. All right. I like
So I'm
that.
gonna count you in.
Okay.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. 1,
Ah,
2,
see,
3,
what
4,
happened was-
5, 6,
See,
7,
that's all
8,
her.
9, 10, 11,
Nope,
12.
that- see,
Showing
nope.
off.
She-
Let's
she
go.
doing it. Let-
Keep moving.
Some people you
Keep
gotta let
moving.
be great. Let her be great.
5,
That's just
One
a
more
mom
time.
from
Give me
Delaware.
5.
That's-
5,
You do that.
4, 3, 2, 1, and rest.
All right.
Well done. Way to put the gentleman.
You
on
know,
spot.
I just.
So notice,
Let her have
you.
it. I'll take it.
most importantly, the functionality of the jump rope.
Okay.
When you're jumping, heart rate increases,
Yes.
breathing increases,
Yes.
perspiration increases,
Yeah.
core control increases,
Yes.
and the legs were on fire.
Yeah.
Perfectly executed.
Yep.
Give me some. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Got all that.
All right, so all well and done. Heart rate is up. I'm sweating. I haven't even worked out.
Yeah.
Watching you guys got me going, and I'm motivated.
You're funny. You're funny. I see that.
So what we're gonna do, last but not least,
Okay.
I left the last movement, the hardest movement.
Okay.
It's going to incorporate a little bit of what we've already done. So notice
Okay.
each movement builds on one another.
Okay.
High knees, jumping jacks, jump rope. We are now going to go into a squat with a kettlebell. Please grab your assigned kettlebell. And ladies and gentlemen,
So
we are,
let me ask you a question.
Sure.
If folks don't have these at home, what would you suggest? they
great
use?
question. Anything with any sort of stable weight. It can be a large canned good. It can be a case of water. It
Okay.
could be two 2-liter bottles of soda. Anything you have around that's accessible and you can grab with hands and center load. And all center loading means is having it close to your diaphragm, your core, so it causes your shoulders and arms to activate during the movement. So anything from kettlebell, soda, fan, box, utility box, whatever you have.
And this is
Okay.
how many pounds is this?
The kettlebell to my left is 25 pounds, and this lovely kettlebell to my right.
Heavy enough.
Please notice how they do me on this set. 25.
As she
Just
said,
right for me.
heavy enough. So what
Yes.
I'll do is we'll demonstrate with the 25.
Okay.
So this is very important. Jordan and I, as some of you may not know, Jordan is
My trainer.
one of my #1 clients, by
My
the
dude.
way.
My
So
boy.
we very frequently talk about grounding and keeping our heels to the ground so we can center our space of gravity. So we're going to drop and bend those knees, make sure feet are cemented to the ground. Your pressure point is the heel, always protecting your back. So squat, grab your weight, grab whatever it is, and you're pushing through your legs, squeezing your glutes at the top. 1, bend those legs, keep that back straight. 2, again from the side, squeeze those legs, squeeze those glutes, squeeze at the top. All right, we're gonna give those a try. Jordan, you're no stranger to these, my brother. You do
No, I
these
am
well.
not.
We're gonna see how these kettlebells move.
My back knows it either. Good Lord.
I count you guys in 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go, guys. Bend those knees. Yes, and up. Squeeze and down.
Yep, felt that. Oh, there's the.
Squeeze and down. 3 more. Let's make them good.
Oh, he said 3 more.
Squeeze. 2 more.
Oh, God, I thought it was over. Okay.
And last one, ladies and gentlemen. And
All right.
relax.
There we go. That wasn't too bad.
Not too bad at all.
wasn't bad.
So what we've done is very quickly, in about 5 minutes, we've itemized 5 movements that will help the entire body, from legs, core, head, shoulders, arms, and legs, circulation, flexibility, and these are some ways you can help stay fit during the summer.
Now,
I think it's really good.
Yeah, this is great. Now,
Yeah.
you know, with COVID, a lot of people, me, put on that COVID 19 pounds. So for so for individuals that may not be able to lift extra like heavy weights, what would you suggest they do? Like
So-
our
Like a
seniors?
modification.
Most definitely. Great question, great question. All of these moves are easily modified. The modification is simply taking away the weight of resistance.
Okay.
The movement themselves will work the muscle avidly, will connect to the neurons and the nerves firing, increase circulation, blood flow, as well as work the muscle without the resistance. So based on your activity level, your fitness savvy, you can add resistance of various amounts or have no resistance at all, and the workout still be just as beneficial.
And you could do this anywhere.
You can.
In
we
the house,
did this
you
right
do it
here.
out back, out
Yep.
front.
So everyone that's at home and you are
Yeah.
similar to me with that COVID-19, he gave you the best demonstration to
Absolutely, absolutely.
and lose some pounds.
For
I
sure,
appreciate
for sure.
you, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
No, this
Pleasure
is awesome.
as
This
always.
was really good.
Thank you, D'Angelo.
Pleasure to finally meet you
Appreciate
as well.
it.
Great
Thank you.
things.
Even though, you know, she kind of, I let her have that with the rope. It's all
Listen,
right. So.
I've been doing HIIT training, so.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, see
Hey,
it.
hey,
Yeah,
hey,
I'm gonna keep
hey,
letting her have these wins. It's all right. It's all right.
I love
It's just a kid. I'm all right. So special thanks to D'Angelo, D Fitness. You can check him out on his Instagram. You can hit him up. We'll definitely give you that contact information. Can't thank you enough. Sir.
I'll run it.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yep. With summer beginning and families taking their children to parks, Mayor Przicki just announced the new Parks and Rec director, Ian Smith. How are you, sir?
I'm well.
Hi. Doing well. How are you?
Thanks for being here.
I'm well. You got me all inspired. I came in, I saw the segment, you working out.
You saw us working out, right?
We need to get that in the parks.
we got to get you on there next time. Next time we
No.
Exactly, yes. Listen, it's all about representation, right?
There we go. There we go.
See, maybe we can do that in the
Yes.
parks like you said.
Yeah, we can do that.
That would be nice.
Would that be a good program that we can get going?
Only if you're leading the classes.
Yes, Jordan.
Just no jump rope. I'll let her lead that part.
We saw.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I'm just gonna hold it.
Yeah, and let her, show and tell. All
Oh
that.
my goodness.
So, but
So, hold on. Speaking of representation, you went to Coppin State.
oh,
I did.
What it do?
did you?
Yes, Coppin in the house.
Coppin in the house. Yes.
I'm gonna leave
It's
my
okay.
wife.
Listen, you know, but it's HBCUs. You know what I mean?
Listen,
You
you
know,
have
all
to
one
rep for
little thing.
HBCUs. Indeed. It was a world-class experience for me. Very
Likewise.
eye-opening. How about you?
Very much so. It was my introduction into culture and history. Being a child of Jamaicans and growing up with my stepdad from Grenada, music was there, God was there, but it wasn't that much Black history. It was really more pride in you being a human being and being a good human being. So going to Coppin, oh yeah.
Yes.
Do you hope to instill with your new roles some of what you've learned? And just the fact of you speaking about Black history, do you hope to instill some of that and some of the programming in your new role?
Well, I think that we could call it Black history, but I think it's just foundational things about being African. You know, just how do you civilize yourself? How do you treat each other, right? So what are the basic things of treating someone well? Are you physically okay? Are you eating well? Are you mentally healthy? You know, so I would love to be able to bring all those aspects to parks and rec because you know, before you can run a mile, you got to get some other things in order. You know, and what better place in nature?
Right, but this is not your first rodeo in this field.
No.
You dealt with youth before, right?
Yeah. I'm leaving the Youth Advocate Program, which is a reentry program. Part of it was a reentry program for young men and women coming home with handgun charges, mostly. And then we had an elementary school program, because the reality is when we're talking about programming to address the violence going on across America, we're starting too late. To start at 15, 16, 17, that's saying we're not gonna leave anyone behind. But how do we get ahead of it? And so if you talk to these young men and young ladies, you'll find out they pretty much get wrapped up in this stuff at 9, 10, 11, and 12. So that's where you need to start the programming to prevent 5 years, 6 years down the line. And really, if you want to even have a great foundation, we need to be identifying young women who are mothers, because you're really talking about, we're going to keep going down up the river, so to speak, and we're eventually going to get to a mom with a child. How do we support her? You know, how do we encourage those therapeutic things that we know? If we're talking about Parks and Rec right now, the therapeutic benefit of being amongst trees and having all that oxygen, you know, and drinking more water. So, yeah, I've been working with the youth, and this has given me an opportunity to work with them in a different capacity, and I'm excited.
Now, do you guys have any summer programs coming up that Wilmingtonians could definitely look into because with school being done, I know a lot of parents are ready to get their kids out of the house. Right. So are there any programs that are coming up that parents can sign their kids up for?
Well, fortunately, I know a few things on day 4, Jordan.
Oh, it's only day 4?
This is only day.
You've been the director for a while.
This is day 4.
No.
But I will bring attention to one specific. Well, you know, we have youth employment. You know, we have basketball. There's many other activities that we partner with other organizations to do. So they may not be a Park and Recs event per se, but we're supporting them in being able to do it, whether they're using the tennis courts or the basketball courts. But the one that I really love, because maybe 2 weeks ago I saw a sign for track and field, and it said, for under 18. And I was like, well, hold on.
Now, wait, you ran track yourself, too.
Matter of fact, I ran track at Coppin. But 2 years ago, I ran my first 200 in almost 20 years at the track program that Parks and Rec has.
Wow.
And I earned a silver medal in doing so.
Look at that.
Okay.
So
here you come back full circle.
There we go, you know.
Right around the track.
And it's one of the most used activities. So we're talking about over 1,000 people participated in the track and field program. And so that's just one of the programs that we have. We're working on this grant that we got from CJC, putting that together. Want to look at trauma, want to look at how we can support life skills and things of that nature. Because ultimately, this is what we want to say. If we're talking about reentry and how do we prevent the shooting, unless you are a human being that actually knows these children who are shooting at each other, the jobs, the mentoring, all of those components are necessary. But if you don't actually know these human beings to say, Tony, Steve, you guys don't like each other, we're going to bring you together to develop that relationship or to fix the problem. So how do we begin doing that? Let's use parks. Let's bring kids from all over the city. Let's have adults volunteering to be a part of that. So when these kids become 15, 16, 17, they remember Mr. Jordan, because Mr. Jordan is the one who is running the program in the parks with them, and they're willing to listen to Mr. Jordan. I don't want to go on a tangent, but let me say this. Right now, elementary school teachers who taught these kids who are now 15, 16, 17, 18, you guys are very important right now. Because you actually know these children when they were younger. And so as director of YAP, I was fortunate to have a few former teachers on staff, and they were able to connect with these kids in a different way. Gotcha. So I would like to bring all these things to Parks and Rec, you know?
I'm seeing all the excitement and all these ideas that you have. This is great.
But I want to learn. So for the next 90 days, I'm doing a lot of listening to my staff. And just gaining the culture. You just can't come in with your ideas like that. You don't know how they fit the culture of what's going on. And so I'm excited to work with Deputy Director Wayne Jefferson. First of all, the brother's sharp,
yes.
All right?
Yes.
And besides that, he has these ideas. And as a relatively young guy, it's important that as we are entering our 40s, that we have people, he just turned 60 on June 1st was his birthday, that we can talk to our elders, that we can talk and get that guidance. So I'm excited about being able to work with a lot of the guys that's there and women that have 20 years in, 10 years in. So it's going to be fun.
Awesome. That's
awesome.
a true sign of leadership.
Indeed. And representation, just to kind of circle back on that, is extremely important. So right now I feel like in Wilmington, it's such a special time. We have a lot of Black men who are moving into roles of leadership, and you're one of them. I think that's awesome. For children that are Black and brown in our community, how do you get into a role like this? You know, what is it that you, your feeder pattern, what is it that you have done, what inspires you just to speak to them, to empower them?
I would say I've been working with children since I was 18, from the week I entered Coppin. I would say for those of you who do go to college, you want to participate in everything that you possibly can. So I was a part of student government. I was the vice president of the residence hall and all those kind of good stuff. So that was sort of like the foundation of understanding the world of there are people who have no one fighting for them. And can you understand them so you know how to articulate what they're asking for? Other than that, I would probably say that I ran for city council and I lost. And I think that gave people an opportunity to be able to watch me and kind of see core things about who I am and what I'm saying. And so, although I very much wanted to win, looking at it now, I think that it gave an opportunity for me to say some things that people thought, the administration thought would fit the idea of making this a just city. Making sure that we have people in place to address as many concerns as we possibly can. And I could tell you this, regardless of whom you're talking to or what someone may say, it's important to the administration. They consider this part of their legacy to be able to fix and support the young people, not fix the young people, support the young people and end the gun violence issue. Because every city is struggling with it. Yeah. So we're all looking at each other like, what is this? Okay, maybe I could pull that. And the administration is very much tied into wanting to fix this,
That's really good.
Indeed.
So sometimes losing could be a blessing.
A blessing in disguise. Exactly. Timing. It's all about divine timing. Yeah. A lot of times, you may not understand why something happens, but allowing things to organically unfold. Yeah. Look at you now.
Yeah. And I gotta say, you're real humble, and I love that. but you also are multi-talented because I'm going to call you out. I've heard you sing before.
All right.
All right. So let's talk about it for a minute. You got a passion for music. Where did that come from?
Probably my stepdad.
Okay.
You know, it's hard to tell, but church was there. My family, Seventh-day Adventist. So I spent my summers in Jamaica, and Seventh-day Adventists in Jamaica meant Friday night music, TV, all that shuts off. So the only music you're gonna get is all of us singing out of the hymn book. And so I think that was part of not even realizing I was being cultivated to sing and on command or demand. So that's how that came about. And at Coppin, one day I'm walking, I used to write poetry, a song came into my head, and it sort of just started from there. Recording music secretly and then getting a guitar, and then meeting my best friend, Derek Jones, which his birthday was the May 29th, and he actually transitioned on June 1st. And so the irony is this, him passing away as director of YAP in Baltimore caused a chain of events that allowed me to become director of YAP in Delaware. Wow. And it just so happened that I would start my first day of work on the same day that he transitioned from this earth. Wow. And so the whole aspect of working for YAP and being here in this position has always been a little more serious than just a job. You know, people have passions, but it's really serious to me because I believe it's connected to, there are connections to my best friend no longer being here. So I'm excited about going to work because I know what it means to be taken, to see someone being taken from this earth and how it inspires others when you leave. You know, no matter how much people are telling you they love you now, when we leave this earth, all of those beautiful parts about us inspire people to want to reflect those things.
Indeed.
And so let's get to work while we're here, right?
Yes, we're all here to be of service to one another, I believe.
Yeah.
And we have to take what we were given to pour into one another. You know, we each were fearfully and wonderfully made to leave this world in awe. And in order to do so, you have to take authority and dominion of whatever it is your purpose is and share it. Yeah. You know, keep pouring into each other. I'm with you on that. That's awesome.
And I applaud you for, you know, even sharing your, you know, having ran and now to see you continue. I've watched you. We've gotten to know each other over the years, and you continuously be engaged with the community. And I love seeing that you, while the loss may have happened, it's just been a catapult for you to be here now as director. So
awesome.
I think that's something to be said about that. So.
I give thanks and just want to be of use, you know, just want to be a purpose. Like I said, at any moment you could be called home to your source, and your life will be a beautiful inspiration to people without you even being here. Right. You know? Right. So, yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, man.
Yes.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your new position.
4
days in.
4 days in.
4 days in. But what I love even more is that what you're going in for is to use both ears more and talking less and still coming with your vision. So keep at it. Keep doing the work. This is
Appreciate
great.
it.
I'm excited,
Awesome.
man.
Appreciate it.
So one more question.
Go ahead.
How can people get involved? Because
Yes.
we want to make sure the community is stepping up.
Yep.
Because you can't just complain about what's going on. Everyone has to do their part to be involved. So what can folks in the community do to be of service to Parks and Rec?
Well, first I'd say discover if your civic association exists.
Okay.
Become a part of your civic association. If you're that type of person, run for an office. Your civic association should have committees. Then you have, oh wow, Councilwoman. Then you have the Neighborhood Planning Council, which is another organization that deals with beautification and things of that nature in your neighborhood. So you can go to them. The other part is following, if you live in Wilmington, following the civic association, right? Checking the agenda to see what's on the agenda. You live in Newcastle County, they have a council, following their agenda, seeing what's going on. Then we're in the beautiful state of Delaware, so there's a state assembly. So those are the levels: civic association, neighborhood planning council, city association, county association, the state assembly are the different places where you can find what you're passionate about. And then my email is irsmith@wilmingtonde.gov. And if you're someone who has a particular passion or a skill set and you have a program and you think that youth would like this program, specifically youth that live in your neighborhood, I'd love for you to reach out and let's talk about it.
Awesome.
That's great.
Thank you again.
Thanks
we
for
appreciate
sharing
you for
this.
being here with us.
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Special thanks to Director Ian Smith for being here. We'll be right back.
Government doesn't make a move without an agenda, some type of plan. The problem is we haven't been on the agenda. Sometimes we're overlooked. Sometimes our interests aren't the interest of those in power. I'm your host, Kerwin Gaines, on DETV's new show, The Agenda. We're going to do our best to ensure that you, Delawareans, are knowledgeable about what's going on in the Assembly. Federal government, local government, it doesn't matter. We're going to do our best to ensure that folks that make the agenda on a daily basis have to answer for it. Let them explain what they're doing. If it affects you, it's on the agenda.
We have 4th District Councilwoman
Hey,
Michelle
how are you,
Harlee here with
Councilwoman?
us.
I am doing great, doing great. Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you being here. Thank you for taking a moment to share some time with us on the couch.
Sure, my pleasure.
Definitely.
And you're doing some great things
My
downtown. I
Big
just recently saw
things.
you've been cutting ribbons right and left with
Yes.
different apartments going on. Like,
Yes.
you are representing your district. What's going on?
Absolutely. So post-COVID, a lot of the ribbon cuttings actually were on hold due to COVID.
Oh, okay.
So now that we're post-COVID, a lot of the ribbon cuttings and a lot of the outdoor events are taking place.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So about 3 weeks ago, we actually did the Riverfront East,
Okay.
down off of South Market Street.
Okay.
It was the revealing of what's going to take place at Riverfront East, which is down Market Street. So it started, I want to say, from A Street, in South Market, all the way down to the Field House. So that
Nice.
was one of the events within the last 3 weeks that, you know, we shared. The mayor, the governor, Senator Carper was there. And of course, we had people from the community, and people are very excited, especially the people that live at Christina Landing, because they've been waiting for the east side of the riverfront to get built up. So it was exciting.
Nice.
It was
And I was just
exciting.
rocking my Just a Kid from East Side shirt too. So you speaking my language. That's where I'm from.
Oh,
It's my home.
absolutely, absolutely.
Now, you as the councilwoman for the 4th District, how far does your district expand, just for our viewers to understand? Because it's not just downtown, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
So when you think about the 4th District, it's actually 6 communities. So South Bridge, the riverfront on both sides, Christina Landing, and then Justice and Landing over by the movie theater, all up and down Market Street, the business district, the businesses as well as the residents. And then it swings over to the east side, as Jordan said, starting at 9th Street, but south of 9th Street.
Okay.
The east side is divided between the 3rd and the 4th District, but the 4th District is south of 9th Street, and then it swings around to Midtown Brandywine, which is nestled behind Mickey Moto's, which is this area right here, behind Mickey Moto's, and then over to Trinity vicinity, between Adams and I want to say Washington Street and 8th and 11th. So those are the 6
You
districts.
got a pretty
Wow.
chunk of Wilmington.
Definitely.
That's really hefty.
It's what we call the microcosm
Wow.
of the city of Wilmington,
Wow.
and I always say the most dynamic and most diverse
Yes.
That's right.
I-
in
Represent.
every sense of the way. When I
Indeed.
say diverse,
Very
every
diverse.
sense of the way.
Now, you're also in your second term as council member.
Yes.
You're now going, this is the 108th
Yes,
City
yes.
Council. So how are you
Yes.
feeling about going into your second term? Challenges, excitements, like how are you feeling about it?
Excited,
Okay.
very, very excited.
Okay.
The 108th is starting off very good.
Okay.
And when I say very good, I mean gelling together,
good.
working together, and pretty much everybody kind of hit the floor running, wanting to take action. That's how I feel. Everyone is, just trying to find out, what is needed in our communities, how we can support our constituents, and just start making it happen. If you've been watching City Council, you can pretty much see that by the legislation that's being put on the agenda and passing. So we're really serious about criminal reform, what's happening as it relates to police brutality. And unfortunately, we did have an unfortunate situation yesterday And I just want to say that my prayers, go out to the officers as well as to the family of the young man that was involved. But yes, there's still, work to do and work to be done around criminal reform. And City Council started that last year when we had the uprising in June here in Wilmington. Matter of fact, all over. But we got started with legislation immediately, and it's continuing into 108. So I feel really good about that. I really do.
All right, okay, all right.
Yes.
Do you have any other special projects that you're working on that you could tell us about?
So special projects, it's not a project, but it's something that's coming up as it relates to community conversations that I will be doing within the 4th District. And I tried to identify all 4 corners of the district. And the reason why I feel as though it's the need to do that is because everyone was closed in during COVID. A lot of the civic associations were not meeting. Of course, we wasn't meeting face to face. Some were meeting via Zoom, but it really, it wasn't the same. Some were not meeting, some were meeting. So I feel like this is an opportunity now, since the governor lowered the regulations and we can get out. I want to get out and see my constituents, allow them to have access to me, and just, have a conversation to see how they're doing, what their interests are, what their concerns are, and what their issues are. So I will be going to Juice Joint at the riverfront.
Love Juice Joint.
Juice Joint, yes.
That's my new obsession.
Yes, they're doing an excellent job.
They are.
Doing an excellent job. And then I'm gonna come up to Loma's, Milk and Honey, 3rd and Market.
Okay.
Then I'll be going to Deco on 10th and Orange for this, my constituents in this area. And then I will be going to Jerry Dean's on the east side on 7th and Church.
I like
So,
Jerry Dean's.
yeah,
They have great chicken fingers.
I only got a chance to sample her food when she did the ribbon cutting.
Okay.
Yeah,
So she can cook.
Yeah,
Sister
yeah.
can cook.
That's what everybody says. But what I got was really good. Yeah, it was really good.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that.
This is
yes.
so great.
This is great.
Awesome.
Yes.
What would you say, but now that you're going into your 2nd term, what would maybe be like, give or take, 2 of your big legislative initiatives that you're most proud of that you've accomplished for your time in office?
Since I've been in office?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2. One, a piece of legislation to around cost savings. What I came up with was $60,000 year-over-year savings. And basically, all of the employees for the City of Wilmington were not getting direct deposit with their checks. So they had their contractors were getting paper checks, and the summer youth were getting paper checks. And during a budget season, when the Treasurer's Office shared their budget, I seen a line item there that was 60 plus 70,000 a year for checks and et cetera. So I did my little investigating to find out that they were still doing paper checks. So I asked them if they would, do the numbers to find out if everybody got direct deposit, how could we save money? So that's one piece of legislation.
Was that during this council?
You said since I've been.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. So that was last council.
Yes, that was 107.
Nice.
But that's definitely a piece of legislation that I felt good about because it's a year-over-year savings, right? And the more we save, the more we can keep our taxes down.
Definitely.
So that was one piece of legislation. And then another piece was to amend our charter to allow the full council to decide if we have open seat and we need to bring somebody in. So instead of the president selecting 4 people as a committee to decide on the recommendation, I got the charter amended so the full council can be a part of that process.
Nice.
So I feel really good about that process because we were all involved with it.
Right.
And which I think that's the way that it should
Inclusion is best.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And transparency.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So those are 2 I think that stands out right now.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's good.
Well, thank you so much for all that you do. And
Yes,
we're looking
you
forward
are
to you making your
representing.
rounds and representing
you.
the 4th District. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, Councilwoman.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
It was a pleasure.
Awesome.
Special thanks to Councilwoman Harlee for being here. We'll be right back. Thank you, Councilwoman Harlee. Now that was an awesome show.
Definitely.
That was awesome. A
No,
lot of
what was
information.
really awesome was beating you in those the jump rope and doing the little squats. Thank you, D'Angelo. Appreciate it. But you know.
Not even gonna go there.
Make sure that you work Jordan extra hard this week.
D'Angelo, I'm sorry.
Okay,
You
D'Angelo.
know, I'm letting people know you're my trainer, and you know, I just feel like I didn't represent you well. But we're gonna let her have that.
Hey.
You know, it's jump rope.
I'm
stuff.
competitive.
Yeah.
Can't help it.
Go be great. Go be great.
Don't you dare. No. You go be great.
It's all right.
I said good day to you.
All right. It's all right. No, but special thanks to Councilwoman Harlee and
Yes.
the new director of Parks and Rec, Ian
Yes,
Smith.
that was
Learned
so
a lot
awesome.
from him. I'm excited to see him in his new role 4 days in.
Indeed. Yes.
So I'm sure he's going to really move Parks and Rec in a whole new direction.
Indeed. It means a
excited.
lot for the community. So I'm
Yeah.
really excited with all the potential
Yeah.
and just getting the kids engaged and
Yeah.
having some programs and
it's summertime. So
exactly.
he got a lot of work with the youth.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes.
See him out in
indeed.
his parks and whatnot.
And he's experienced. He's the guy for the job. So
He is. He's got the credentials, and being an HBCU grad, I saw that
indeed.
shout out. Widener right here, you guys. They were hype. You saw the look. I was like,
listen,
I wish I had the privilege, though. I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie. I will.
going to an HBCU
wish
is a one-of-a-kind experience.
I'm not gonna lie. I do.
Particularly
I do.
Coppin State, because
do.
it is in the middle of West Baltimore,
Mhm.
and it is real.
So I went to my cousin's graduation. She graduated from Hampton. What up, Indy? She graduated from Hampton University, and I'll never forget. I was like, oh my God, I'm missing out. I need to go.
Yes.
Somebody look into that.
But at Coppin, there was no football team.
Really?
We had basketball team.
Oh.
So for homecoming, we had like Midnight Madness.
Okay.
So I didn't get the full, that robust
Yeah.
battle of the bands.
Okay.
And I missed out on that. But I had
Yeah.
friends that went to HBCUs
Well,
that had marching bands. So
Battle of the Bands. Listen, we got to get Ashley Christopher on the show because they be
would be
turning
nice.
up with Battle of the Bands.
That would be
Have you ever
nice.
been to that for
At
HBCU
the Blue Rock
week?
State?
Man,
Listen. Yes,
listen,
it's
Ashley,
live.
we're gonna
I
have you on
enjoy
the
it.
show. That was they were lit. We were swag surfing. We were doing
Yes.
everything. It was.
That is the cookout go-to.
It was.
Yes,
So
indeed.
HBCU week, that was phenomenal. Well, this has been an awesome show. I'm always glad to be here with you.
Oh, I wouldn't be anywhere else in the world.
Yes, it's fun. Big shout out to Ive. Thanks for always having
Yes,
us on.
thank you so much.
This is great.
Indeed.
So
The vision is coming to
I
life.
know. You see the table?
The best. I'm telling
We
you.
looking good, y'all. We looking good. We getting there.
Yes,
The vision is
indeed.
just growing.
Keep it up, Ivan.
Yes.
Great job.
You that vision is made plain. You knock it out.
Yes.
So special thanks to you guys for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.
Good morning, Wilmington.